What's good, what's good, what's good? Y'all tuning in Apartment 5B, hosted by your man Cal. I got my squad up here in effect with me today. Y'all know my dude Fish from Numbers on the Board podcast, sports podcast we used to do. I wanted to open the joint up because it was too much doing a sports podcast, a hip-hop podcast, a marriage podcast. We just going to wrap them all up into one. So, Fish, what's good, my dude?
What's going on, baby? It's like the best of both worlds up here.
Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. I got my man Yao G's. This dude is doing big things. We got all that stuff later. What's going on with you, Yao?
Regular. Well, I'm going to say regular. Things are good. Can't complain. Watching this game, bet against the spread on the Steelers. So right now I'm checking that out, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, everything is good right now, though.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. I got my brother Vegas in the building. What's good, fam?
It's popping, man. Miles and Yak, B.
Yo, everything is good, B. Everything is good, man. We got the NBA season coming up, so I'm hyped to see what people got to say, but we still got to keep it hip-hop some way, somehow. So, we're going to be chopping it up today about two of our favorite MCs. Don't have to be the dopest ever. This is your own personal, how you feel about hip-hop, who you dig, who you like. This ain't that time when my man in ATL Score told me Smooth B was the best MC ever. You know what I mean? Maybe he was his favorite MC, but he was damn sure not the best. So we're going to just be chopping up about that. What we looking forward to this NBA season, who has the best crossover ever, and what's really good with college basketball. You got assistant coaches getting knocked. These dudes getting locked up like Marlo crew on the west side. We got to talk about what does the future of college basketball look like. But first things first, Fish, who is one of your favorite MCs and why?
Man, one of my favorite MCs got to be the boy Big. Everyone knows I'm Big's #1 fan. I run the fan club. I'm a founding member. And the best thing about Big, when I think about Big music, I can remember the first time I heard different joints. Like, Big music came with a feeling. I remember being at Bahama Bay in Philadelphia where they would just go to the Biggie set. So as soon as like 1:15 hit, from 1:15 to 2 o'clock, that was the Biggie set. Everybody hit the dance floor. All the freaks came out. He had it all. He had street gutter shit. He had club bangers. He had everything you need. Only thing is, he don't have the large catalog because of his untimely death. But in terms of the quality and depth of lyrics, he's the best ever.
All right, so he's your favorite ever, and you feel like he's the best ever?
Both.
All right. Very few times you get that, but I feel you on that. DJ Rec One just joining in. What's good, bro?
It's a Sunday. We chilling. What up, y'all?
All right.
Oh, my God. What up, man?
What's good, man?
And Rack, this my man Fish over here to the side, man.
What's good,
What's
Fish?
going on, baby?
What's good, Fish? How you?
Good. How you feeling?
All right, well, since you
got me a little black and mild,
you might as well just jump right in with it. Who is one of your favorite MCs? Not necessarily the best, but your favorite. Who are one of your favorite MCs and why?
Oh, okay. LES Dollar Sign. He runs with Currency. He reminds me of Pimp C, but just with lyrics. Dude is dope, man. Dude is dope. He's got a couple albums, a couple mixtapes. One joint is called Steak and Shrimp. The other one is called Ace. The other one is called Dreamcast. He's a dope dude, man. Dude is tight, man. He holds his own. Because, Currency can overshadow you sometimes if you're down with him, if you listen to him a lot. But LES, man, he holds his own.
All right, no doubt. I never heard of the boy, so I gotta do knowledge on him. Because I never rock with dude like that. That's what's up. Vay, what's one of your favorite MCs, Vay?
I would be remiss being from Bed-Stuy if it wasn't for Biggie Smalls. You know what I'm saying? And I know my affiliation with Nas, but even still with Biggie, you know what I'm saying? I felt like when I first heard Big, especially knowing where he was from and how close in vicinity he was to where I grew up, I just felt like he spoke. He spoke for my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? When I would hear him rhyme and things he would say is shit you used to saying yourself or people around your way say, it just felt like, my hood was on a mainstream level personally, you know what I'm saying? And But Big, he could do all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of, I don't thinking off the top, but I think he kind of was one of the first before Jay-Z also to try to make radio records that contain lyrics with skills in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be a radio record, but he'll still throw bars up in the verses. So it will work for both audiences. You know, a mainstream audience is attracted to the hook and the beat and the catchiness of it. But then when the people who are used to the lyricism would listen to some of the verses, you know, you could hear that the dude wasn't slacking in that regard. It wasn't like he was just making a radio record, so he's just going to dumb it down completely like a lot of cats do today. And like, he was just everything. He can make commercial records. He can make hardcore shit. He could fucking switch up styles because niggas wasn't rapping like they was from the South or none of that shit until Big did this joint with Bone Thugs.
Bone Thugs,
you know what I'm saying? And I was shook when I saw that shit. Like, what the fuck is this gonna sound like? You know what I'm saying? And when Big did that shit, and obviously, you know, he had passed when I first heard it, I was like, wow, he did that. And, you know, then you heard Hove do it, and you heard Foxy, and you heard everybody start, you know, adapting their style to a Southern style when they performed with somebody from the South. So Big is just my favorite because, you know, overall, he just checks all the boxes for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not just lyrical skill. He was good at everything for the most part. But yeah, man, Biggie Smalls, that's my number one.
All right, no doubt. Yeah, what's good? What's one of your favorite MCs?
So for me, I mean, I don't want to over, you know, obviously we all talk about Big. I don't want to oversaturate, you know what I'm saying? Like, so because Big is my guy as well. You know, but I feel like there's a certain tier of guys that I don't want to talk about because they just so dead in my heart. And everybody talks about it. So Jay-Z, Nas, that trilogy, those three are like my favorite MCs ever. But I'll go to another, like, if you go to the next tier as far as like guys that I just really love. I really love Freeway, yo. Like, I really do love Freeway as an MC. I don't know. I mean, time for it, but I'm just like, yo, he's got one of the most distinct voices in the history of hip hop. He's got classic records, records that will live on forever. Like the joint with Jay and Beans is gonna live on forever. The joint with PD, Flipside, those two are gonna live forever. And his first two albums, I just feel like he just incorporated a different style to me in that time, but he was just so listenable. Like, he used to rhyme to every other bar, and he did it so well. And also, the guy also could get in the booth and get in there with anybody. I mean, he did lose a battle to Cassidy, but like that night, that Rockefeller night at 997 was legendary for him. I think he had the best showing. If we're not counting, he probably did the best showing on that. And like I said, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a guy who loves dudes who can get in the booth, throw the beat on, and just go. That's always been my shit. Like, I if you told me I couldn't listen to anything else but Hot 97 freestyles for the rest of my life, I'd be fine with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I love it. So, Freeway's, I just want to mention somebody different. Freeway's one of my favorite MCs of all time. So,
all right, no doubt. I ain't mad at that. Most cats who know me know it's already like, yeah, I said I don't want to be labeled big. I mean, like Veg and Fish said, he had it all. He's my favorite MC, and I think he's the dopest ever. So what Vegas was saying, I felt like Big was the blueprint. You know what I mean? I felt like he made the lane that everybody else wanted to go to. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he had the blueprint. And then on top of that, he just seemed like he a good dude. You know what I mean? Like, Big seemed like the type of dude that you could just kick it with. Like, whereas I'm the type of dude, like, I wouldn't want to hang out with Jay-Z. I would want to maybe hang with Jay-Z just to get, you know, some business knowledge or whatever, but just on some old, like, Jay want to kick it with you, like, nah, like, I don't think that would be cool to hang out with Jay like that. What you gonna say, Van?
Yeah, one thing to your point about that is, like, I had the opportunity, like, I never been around Big, you know, like when he was just in the hood in Brooklyn, which I regret. But my sister did, and, you know, she described the scene and was like, you know, it was crazy, but he was showing mad love to all fans that was coming up to the car. But I remember when I saw Jay-Z in the same area, downtown Brooklyn, and it's not the same kind of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, people love Jay-Z, but it's not that. It's more so of you know, he's a star type shit. With Big, it was like my dude
moving
coming
up.
home. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's exactly like what you said with wanting to hang out with Big versus Jay-Z.
Yeah. Yeah. And the funny thing is, it really took Fish to get me up on some of the later Big stuff because I didn't like Hypnotize at first. I liked because you know how Biggie's rhyme style changed. You know what I mean? Like, Give Me the Loot. I like that Biggie. I like the Give Me the Loot, the Party and Bullshit. So when I started hearing things like, you know, Big Papa and Unbelievable, don't get it twisted. They were crazy, but, you know, I really liked the rugged joint. But Fish, I used to be cutting his hair, and he would just be like talking big all day long. And then after a while, just, you know, that was it. Big is definitely my favorite. But like y'all to go away from that, I got to go with my man out of the 215. He went with Free. I'm going with Beans right there.
Okay. Okay, let's talk turkey. Let's go. Let's go.
You went with the Free. I'm going to go. I call him Born Island. If you're from Philly, you know what Born Island is. So they synonymous with that to me. But Beans was just like a monster, man. Like, after Big had passed, I really thought Beans was next. You know, everybody, of course, was like Jay-Z or whatever like that. But I just felt like from that ruggedness, it had to be Beans, man. And I know a lot of people didn't like the second album. I didn't like the first album. Outside of the Truth, I thought the production was suspect. I don't know what that was. But if we go back to the Belly soundtrack, the joint he had with Bleak and Jay doing a Monopoly joint, like that was bonkers. And this joint right here, I mean, Nothing Like It, Mac Bitch. So what you say?
Mac Bitch is crazy.
Get down. I always tell people, get down. I mean, not to mention, we about to do a show on our top 5 mixtapes ever. I'll let you know right now. One of them is Beans, Public Enemy #1. That's one of the dopest mixtapes ever. Flat, hands down. You know what I mean? What you about to say, y'all?
That mixtape show I need in on. I need to be on that show.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And that joint,
Time to go.
he got one line. What did he say? He said, I'm built for the truck, but I look good in a coupe.
Oh!
A fresh white tee and some boots. The army fatigues, but still I rock the shit out of suits. Like, I mean, dude just, Beans was just, if you've never heard the Public Enemy #1 mixtape, dog, it's quotable. He just owned the source for the whole 2 years with monthly quotables through that joint. And not to mention this joint.
That boy said, he said, and quick to give you 20 like Kobe on an off night. I said, nah, you're out of control. That mixtape he was talking about was like next level bar work from BDC. I don't think people understand the level of bars he had on that mixtape. I'm on that show, bro. I got some things to say.
Yeah, and I mean, not to mention this joint right here, The Becoming. This is like, I can't give it 5 mics, but this is 4.5, like right on the cusp of 5 mics. I mean, Feel It in the Air was crazy. Can't Go On This Way. One Shot Deal with Fred.
Yeah, Big killed that.
I mean, all the joints, Bread and Butter with Pooh and Sadat. And one of my favorite joints on here got to be the It's On with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what he said. Yeah, what he said. I take you out this world like you was born butt naked, covered in blood, gasping for air.
Nigga, you dead right. Woo! Listen, hey, not for nothing. That might be, as many songs they've done together, that might be the #1, the best song Jay-Z and BDC have ever done together. As far as like complete destruction and like beat. I mean, the back and forth was way too much. It was just like, I go 4 bars and I go 8. Then you thought it was over. He was like, fuck it, we ain't through it, niggas. Twin Towers here to ruin niggas. What? Yo, nah. That got me crunk in here, man. I can't believe it.
So, you know, and then the sad part is, of course, you know, a minute ago he got shot, affected his, you know, his voice. Because even on the Pusha album, I didn't even know that was him rhyming. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, I think him being in the streets and all that hoopla, but when Beans was on, and more than anything, Beans made me really proud. I'm always proud to be from Philly, but when Beans came, it was like, and him and Kiss was going at it, it was like, all right, I still got my money on Beans. Kiss is nasty. Kiss is my dude, but it was like, and the funny thing about their beef is I felt like their beef was real. Like, coming to Philly, they was strapped up, and if Beans was in New York or Yonkers, he was going to be strapped up. Like, that wasn't just on, it was on wax, but it very easily could have took to the next level and a whole bunch of people could have ended up dead over that joint. That's another thing about Beans. I can always say that was like that real dude, man. Like,
yeah, you got to. You know what? Too to that point, you got to give him props because during that whole time when they was like beefing with Nas and all of that, besides Jay-Z, because Jay-Z ain't really wanted with the Locks. Let's be serious. He didn't say shit, but he didn't really talk to them as much. He kind of won them off. But Beans was like front line.
He front line for that thing, man. He front line.
Beans was like
a couple times.
Beef with somebody, and he was going.
I'm out here.
And on camera. I mean, I know y'all remember the backstage movie when he hopped over the gate, ready to knock cats out.
Oh yeah.
Like this is on film. Like he had no issues with catching anything for that crew, man.
And who was he slapboxing? Was it Clue? He was slapboxing.
Nah, he slapboxed Clue and gave him the bloody nose.
Yeah.
Why would Clue slapbox?
My bad, man.
I don't know, man. But all that to say, the Broad Street Bully, and I felt like that nickname was perfect for Beans. Like that was that dude. He's the Broad Street Bully. And going into, we talking about Broad Street, you already see the shirt, Broad Street Ballers. Let's NBA. Yeah, you're a Knicks fan. But tell me this. What is the biggest storyline that you're looking going into this season? I mean, you got all the super teams, you got all this hoopla. What is the storyline that you're most excited about going into the season?
Not close. I need game one, right from night number one, bro. That Kyrie trade, and not for nothing. I mean, listen, great trade. Kyrie wanted to get out of there, and I understand why he wanted to get out of there because LeBron has left many a nigga hanging. Just like, you know what? Peace. I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Like with no recourse, no remorse, nothing. I gotta go. So, listen, he got a year left in his contract. He don't know where he going. He's not. I mean, Kyrie was never really. What I've always said is this: it's always tough for star players to play with LeBron. Role players absolutely adore playing with him, but star players, because star players hold themselves to a high. I thought I'm holding himself to a high standard, but then you play with LeBron, he holds you to a higher standard. He's in your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not only that, but you also have to change your game to cater to him. Even though you've been an A1 guy. Now Kyrie wasn't a winner before LeBron got there, and I'm anxious to see if he's learned how to win. It's like the one thing people aren't really mentioning. This is the best coach that Kyrie has. So he's the best coach he's ever had in his career. So it's going to be interesting to see how he responds to it defensively. Does he get better? Is he able to put the clamps on some of these point guards? Because he was also notoriously bad on defense. But is he going to learn how to win? Is he going to learn how to involve his teammates? Is he going to learn how to when games get down to the clutch, like not always have to take the shot. When it's there, take it, obviously, because you're that talented, but also learning when to get it to the open man, to give him the confidence to make the shot going down the stretch. It's going to be interesting to see how Kyrie responds to this whole thing, honestly. So,
all right, no doubt. Fish, what you got? What's your storyline going into this season?
Well, the Boston storyline, he brought some great points. I'm also curious to see how Kyrie responds being in an offense that's predicated on motion, because he's definitely an ISO-heavy player, so I'm definitely interested in seeing that. But I think my storyline I'm most interested about is OKC. You're talking about one of the most ball-dominant guards in the league in Westbrook, and how that's going to work with him and George and Melo, and how that dynamic's going to work in terms of, fourth quarter, last 3 minutes of game. How does the offense flow? How will they adjust their egos? All those guys are used to being those alpha males, those alpha dogs, being in that position. So I'm curious to see how they blend all that, and curious to see if Westbrook is willing to take a little bit of a step back. I mean, let's face it, last year, triple-double, he was going for it. I mean, he was going for it every night. So it'll be interesting to see, he has a legitimate superstar on his wing in Paul George. And although Melo is fading, I think at this point in his career, Melo playing a 4, that might work if Melo's willing to commit to it. So that's definitely the storyline I'm looking at most to. Will they be a legitimate threat to the Warriors in the West?
All right, no doubt. What about you, Rec One? You out there in San Antonio? What's going on out? Oh no, my bad. You in Houston? You out there, man, falling hard. So what's good with you?
I mean, I'm looking at Houston, but I'm like Fish, man. I think OKC in the West is the sleeper team. I agree with Fish, man. I just don't think it's enough basketball to go around in the long run. You know, as an ex-hooper, it's tough when you got 3 alpha dogs that can score, regardless if you fade or not. You may be fading for real, but in your mind, you still 20, and you're gonna go for 50, regardless if you 2 for 12, 1 for 11. It don't matter. The mentality is always there. It never goes away. I mean, if you pulled Mike on this podcast right now, and all of us say, "Yo, we could beat you by ourselves," he look at us like we crazy, and the man is 55, 60 years old. So mentality wise, that never changes ever. It doesn't. From a bench standpoint, I don't know. They gave up a lot to get Melo and PG, but I think if they can sit and mesh well and just like literally put egos away and just play the game, I think they could do really well in the West, man. I don't think they're going to be top 3, but I think they could fill out one of those other spots.
Correct. Let me ask you. You think Houston is better than OKC?
I think they have on paper, no. On the court, yes. Chris Paul runs an offense to the T, and he will sacrifice anything he needs to sacrifice, whether that's scoring, just certain ways he runs plays. I think that team will go way further because as a team, they know who they are. All they did was replace the point guard, and everything else just falls into place. The guys they gave up bum sauce. So with the exception of Patrick Beverly, it's not going to be an issue, I don't think,
Dad, Mom needs you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be an issue
right now.
Yeah, you see how this go.
Hey.
I don't think it's going to be an issue, though. I think Houston is going to be in the Western Conference Finals. I'm looking at a couple other teams, but I'll let everybody get their teams out. But I think, for me, right now, I'm looking at OKC to see what they do, to see how they start. I mean, they start with Houston, so it's going to be interesting to see how it play out.
Daddy, come on. Mommy needs you really bad.
All right. I'll be right.
What's good with you, Vag?
All right, well, man, I've been a LeBron fan since day one. So, of course, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens this season. I have no doubt, really, that they'll make it to the finals again. But just seeing how things play out with all these new pieces, because I think, a lot of people are getting hyped by all the different players like D Wade and whether Derrick Rose could, capture that, and Isaiah Thomas when he comes back. But, they still got to play together, you know what I'm saying? And that's going to take some time. But as far as, like, really interested, and I felt this way last year, I'm just wondering when the Timberwolves are going to show face, man, because I see, like, this talent over there, and this was before Jimmy Butler got there, where I'm just like, they got the athleticism, I don't think they have the defense, but, why not? Like last year, I think they didn't even make the playoffs, right?
No, they ain't even make
Yeah, they didn't even make the playoffs last year. And, when you see the talent they got over there, and especially the pieces they added that I think will help, there's no reason why they shouldn't make the playoffs. So I'm interested to see what they do. I even started a damn franchise with NBA Live and shit, just to play it out and shit, just to see what's what. I was getting my ass kicked, but hopefully that's not what their season is like.
Hold tight. You playing live, not 2K?
I'm a sports fan, man. I got both of them shits.
All right.
2K is my number one because that live is just not better, but live has gotten better.
Right.
And I play mostly sports games, so I run a franchise with 2K, and then I run one with live.
All right, that's what's up. The funny thing with the Wolves with me, I ain't never been sold on Tom Thibodeau as a head coach, man. I think he's an ill defensive coach, of course, in Boston, but I just think like he's one of them old school coaches that want D all the time, and these new school players don't want to play D first. I mean? Not saying they don't want to play D, but Warriors don't play D. They play defense. They play offense first, though. And I think Tibbs is such a D coach first, and I don't think them dudes is on it like that. And I always feel with Thibodeau, he's one of them coaches that eventually he just gonna tune him out after a while. Like it's just like we know, get back. Like so, I mean, I think if it don't pop this year for them, like I really don't know, like when, like you said, when it will pop because you got Jimmy Butler, you got Karl Anthony Towns. I'm not really that sold on Wiggins. You know, I get it. Everybody gets $100 million like it's nothing nowadays, but I'm just not sold on him being a franchise though. But I feel you on the Wolves. For me, of course, it's Philly. We've been waiting on this forever. The process has been the longest, most I don't even know what the word is for this process. It's been going on for what, Fish? 5 years? I don't even.
Man, about 4 years, baby. 4 years.
4 years, man. This is what I'm waiting for, and I feel like we just got punched in the jaw again because now Markelle Fultz got the ugliest free throw shots in the world. I don't know why this is changing his shot all of a sudden. I don't know what it is. I just read today he's coming off the bench. We ain't even starting the ball. Yeah, what? We ain't even starting the ball. He's coming off the bench.
Is that the working back in from the injury?
I don't know what it is. I just know that I read today that he's – because my thing was, see, I never really believed that Ben was going to run the point. I thought he was still going to be the three, and if he gets the rebound, he could bring the ball up. But
nah, they were serious.
Brett is really running him at point. You know, I'm like, okay, so then you're talking about running Markelle at the two, but you just paid old boy from Duke. I don't even say
Redick.
Yeah, I know, but I don't say it. I don't fuck with it. Old boy from Duke, we just played him $20 million for a year, so I know we ain't bringing him off the bench. So I really thought it would be Fultz, the boy from Duke, then Simmons, and you know up to Embiid. But yeah, it's just all about the Sixers this year. This is the most hype I've been for an NBA season since '96 when we drafted Iverson. Like this is the first year I'm getting a league pass in years because I want to watch.
Wow,
I want to watch every game. And B, just the other night, just I love it, man. I love it. I wasn't sold on giving him $100 billion, but yo, just the other night, yo, man, the work he was putting in, that dude was looking unbelievable. And then him and Whiteside going at it on Twitter, like that was dope. So he's got the personality. He's got the this dude can't guard me. Come on, get him, sit him down, and I love it, So I'm just praying on a wing and a prayer that this dude can play the whole season. You know what I mean? Well, I'm praying for
me. With Embiid, you got to pray for 60 games. 60, 65 games. That's the realistic approach with him. And that's kind of where you want to be from a comfort level. As far as Fultz, I don't know why his handlers changed his shot. I mean, you had a shooting method that got you to be the number one pick in the draft. Why the hell you want to change it now and not tell the team is beyond me. But I think the main reason why he's come off the bench is defense. He looks lost defensively. He looks lost picking up Coach Brown's defensive switches and schemes. And just his on-the-ball defense, he's just not ready yet. I mean, he can get to the cup offensively at will whenever he wants. But even then, he has problems finishing at the rim. So I think for now, it's probably the best thing for him to come off the bench. I think to force him in the starting lineup wouldn't be a good move right now.
All right. I feel like, honestly, if you draft somebody number one, you got to throw him out there, regardless of what.
Man, he ain't ready.
Yeah, number one don't mean you ready. It just means you the best prospect right now.
Ready.
But listen, you ain't no real way to get ready unless you throw that boy in the fire. Like you're paying that, you have to perform.
I mean, he's gonna get in the fire. He's just not gonna be out in the fire first.
I don't think Fultz should come off the bench. I think he should definitely start at least the first 10, 15 games of the year to see exactly where he's at.
So we bring Redick off the bench? So bring Redick? I mean, I done said the name. Bring Bull off the bench? Bring the Duke ball off the bench?
He not
Yo, he really won't say his name.
I'm not saying his name, dog. So bring
you gotta show some respect to Redick, though, bro. You gotta show some respect.
Redick needs to start for spacing purposes, man. You got Embiid, you got Simmons. Redick, sorry, my bad. The ball from Duke. He needs to start from a spacing aspect of the game.
I agree with that.
Because if you got Simmons is 6'10". When he goes to the rack, if he doesn't have anybody to pass the ball to, he can finish. So from a spacing standpoint, if everything collapses on the middle, you have to have reliable three-point shooters. You're not going to just pay somebody $20 million for 1 year.
That's true.
To sit their ass over there with Okafor, the other Duke ball, so they can talk about their Duke frat stories. It's like that shit. It don't work that way. You have to have proper spacing. If they don't have that, then I'm sorry, Kill. I love the Sixers too. I get clown, but we both gonna be sitting here in May talking about what coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Here's the thing.
I thought I hated Duke until I met y'all two. Y'all are for real.
Yo, I hate Duke. I hate Duke. I hated Duke since Abdel Nambi.
Yeah.
My bad. What you gonna say, Fish?
Well, first of all, Ala Abanambi, how about he does the play-by-play for the Sixers as a
Oh
side
God,
point?
that's some bullshit. Bad enough Billy King was the fucking the dude.
Yeah, the GM.
Bad enough.
But how about this? The thing about JJ Redick, you gotta remember though, take his salary out of the equation because the Sixers, they were so close to the floor, they had to pay somebody. So Redick was just fortunate enough to fit a need for the Sixers at a time where the Sixers needed to pay someone, and that's why he got the 1 year deal, $20 million. But that spacing on the floor is going to be so important because Simmons is going to be collapsing the lane with Joel there as well, so it's going to be a lot of dump off and dunks. Covington can't be your only spot up shooter. You need someone else on the floor. Right now, having Markelle Fultz on the floor, only thing he would do is drift on the perimeter, wasting time.
Yep.
At this point, like I said, he's just not ready.
All right, so here's the thing. One, I'm not sold on the ball. He's talking about he's staying in Brooklyn and he's going to be commuting to Philly. That's number one. I'm not feeling that. You know what I mean? The boy from Duke, he's going to be commuting from Brooklyn because he don't want to upload his life or whatever. But tell me this, Fish. If all this hoopla is going on and we really was going to run Simmons at the point, why did we draft Fultz?
I mean, I think ultimately they looked at Fultz having a skill set that he can play off the ball. And with his shot in college, he looked like he can be a good spot-up corner shooter, something like that. But like I said, for some reason, between the time the summer league ended and now, he decided to change his shot. So it's been a tough thing. As far as JJ Redick commuting from Brooklyn, I don't give a fuck if he's commuting from Texas. As long as he show up ready to drop buckets, that's all I care about. So,
let me ask you a question. So because it confuses me. Because let's say y'all draft him number one, right? If y'all was gonna draft him number one and have him come off the bench, why not trade down or try to get so let me ask you this: if you draft De'Aaron Fox, is he starting?
Well, De'Aaron Fox and Ben Simmons, you would never draft those two players because they don't fit together.
See, I think
it's a bad fit. So you would never draft De'Aaron Fox because he's another ball-dominant guard. Look at the whole plan going in was that Ben Simmons was going to be your main facilitator. So they wanted to take a player who could fit along with him, and then maybe in that fourth quarter, from a defensive assignment standpoint, has the size and speed to stick a traditional point guard. You know what I mean? But, I mean, really, Tatum might have as that spot-up shooter. But at the end of the day, I would have took Fultz 1 overall. Look here, the first 20, 30 games, him coming off the bench isn't the worst thing. I mean, he's not going to be on the bench forever. It's going to come a point in time where he'll be ready to start, and they will handle him that position. But for now, I think it's best for himself and also for the team that he comes off the bench.
And I think too, like Chris said, just based off of what we saw, because I remember the day that we traded for the pick from Boston, I'm at Nays dance recital on the low watching all the folks' highlights. Like, yo, this boy gonna fit in good. You know what I mean? So it's just now we seeing this thing. I don't know if y'all seen the ball shot. This ball free throw may be the worst looking free throw I've ever seen.
I haven't seen it.
So, I mean, again, it's
worse than Manute?
Yeah,
it's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
So I think, y'all, to answer your question, we thought we was getting the dime piece. We just didn't know that at the time between the proposal and the wedding, she was going to gain 200 pounds. Now,
so we got a strobe light, honey.
Yeah, exactly. We got strobe light, honey. So that's what it is. Let's go into this. What do y'all think about what's happening with college basketball? We see the thing that happened with Louisville. Patino's out. Arizona's kind of in the win. USC's in the win. One of the recruits that was going to Arizona, he done lawyered up. Everybody's lawyering up. You got black assistant coaches getting knocked, going to jail. Where do you see the future of college basketball? Because everything that these folks get knocked for has been going on for years. So none of this stuff is new. You know what I mean? And where just do you see college basketball going from here? I forgot who it was, but somebody was saying that they just think college basketball should just be alleviated. It should just be blown up, and it should just be sort of like baseball. You know, you just go to the minor leagues. You play or whatever like that. Because if coaches are getting fired and getting locked up for what they've been doing for the past 20, 30 years, what's the future? Rec, what do you think the future of college ball is right now?
Man, all right, so having been an NCAA player with a scholarship, the system is fucked up. I'm going to tell you from the go. The system is fucked up. So the way it works is you get a stipend. The stipend is supposed to cover you for the month while you're traveling, incidental shit like that. Your food is free, but, you know, you get your little stipend to kind of hold you down. That shit does not help when you got players that are from the bottom who that stipend they send home to help their families. And you got these sneaker companies, you got these quote-unquote coaches, managers throwing them shit. I mean, I had teammates walking around with Rolexes, yo, my sophomore year of college. Think about that, yo. Your job is to go to school and study. And they walking around with Rolexes. Don't got no job, ain't got no work study, just a little 350, 400, we get a month. So it's too easy to come in and pretty much put some kind of wicked thoughts in their mind as far as how they can do shit. So the system is broke, first of all. To change, honestly, man, I don't know if you can change that. That shit is a business. It's a business, man. That's what it is. And you're going to tell somebody that's been running something for at least the last 100 years that they can't do that anymore? We saw what happened with the football and the NCAA football game. You saw how long it took for that to be ruled on. I don't know if there is a proper fix that everybody's going to be good with, man, because you're going to tell these guys that they can't make money off of kids' backs, which is really what's happening. The schools are getting millions of dollars for just appearances. They ain't say you had to get a W. You just got to get there, and you're getting money from it. So it's deep, man. It's real deep. It's real fucked up, the shit that happens to these kids. You know, you look at your boy Lenny Cook. Perfect example. Perfect example. This dude thought he had the world in his hands, and all he had to do was do 1 year of college. That's all he had to do, 1 year of college. That motherfucker's in Virginia now telling his story. You know what I'm saying? So it just, I don't know, Kill, if there is a true fix. This shit has had, this shit been going on since Hoop Dreams and before that. I mean, everybody knows that 1 to 3 cats from their hood that had the potential to go to the league, and just shit did not go right, whether it was school, whether it was their family situation, whether they got into college and just didn't have the right mind frame for it. I don't think it could change. I think, like you said, a farm type of situation to allow these kids to, if they don't want to go to college and they want to get paid off of what they put work in to do, allow them to do that. Them not being able to do that is a way to keep them under control and keep them in the system. And they're not going to allow you to not do that. So they're going to penalize you. Hence, you can't go into the draft until you're, 19? They can't tell you can't go overseas because, shit, you can go wherever the fuck you want to go. But we're going to start to see more of that. Kids going overseas. Parents pulling their kids out of high school, homeschooling their kids. Ball just did it. He just pulled his kid out of high school. It's like, fuck it. High school don't do shit for him no way. We just going to concentrate on school and AAU. Now, where the fuck that at? Where you do that at? I know when I was coming up, AAU was not necessarily an afterthought, but you played for high school. You didn't play for AAU. Now it's the complete opposite. So everything's jaded.
I was watching this joint on Netflix, and it was bugged because the dad was saying his son was hurt, and his dad was like, yo, I don't give a fuck about high school. I don't need him for high school. I just need him to be ready for AAU. And
correct.
That statement just blew me because it was just like you said, the era we came up, it was about high school. Veg, what do you think, man? What do you think that's going to happen to change? The NCAA going to eventually have to pay these dudes? What do you think is going to happen?
I think, honestly, like what Rex said, I think, honestly, they're going to do with everything that always happens. Is happening to marijuana right now. Is they're going to find a way to compensate the players in football and basketball, but still control the situation.
Correct.
So it's going to seem on the surface as if, okay, it's cleaned up. The students get a little bit more. It's about them. They'll be happy because it's more than what they were getting. But they'll still be able on the back end to eat off of them. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, this whole situation, along with what happened in college football and and the video game situation and that court case, you know, it's been a long time coming. So I think maybe not in the near future, but maybe in the, you know, maybe a couple of years, you know, college football and basketball will be totally different from what we were used to, what we grew up with, because they got to address it. It just can't continue the way it is. And that's why some of this shit is coming out, because it's the same thing with Weinstein. Like, this nigga been groping motherfuckers for years. You know what I'm saying? But something happens where now he's not protected as much as he was in the past, where he could just grope people and get away with it and shit. So now it's kind of like everybody can come out and say it's wrong. So they're going to find other ways to do the same thing. And it's shit. It's the American way, man. That's how it's going to happen. So that's what I feel about that.
I feel you. What about you, Fish?
I just think amateurism in college sports is dead, and big-time college sports. You know, I think we look about big-time football, big-time basketball. The system, the NCAA, is the most hypocritical, fraudulent organization on the planet Earth besides the President of the United States. So, you know, we just got to look at it for what it is. It's pros, man. It's pros. You look at, you know, I just watched USC play USC, who did USC play? I just watched the USC game the other day. You're talking about 106,000 people in the stands. You're talking about liquor being sold. You're talking about jerseys being sold. This is big business. You know, you're talking about these universities racking in $30 million per home game. You're talking about TV fees, your parents' fees, merchandising, just huge amounts of money. And then you look at the sneaker companies. So I think we all need to stop the charade that, you know, this is about, you know, these kids getting the education and things like that. That may be true on the D2 level, on the D3 level, but on the D1 level, it's big, big business. And the reality is a lot of these kids come from impoverished situations. If they have 10 Division I schools looking at them, and this school's going to give them $200,000, this school's going to give them $300,000, this school will give them $150,000, that kid's going to do what he can do to help his family. You know what I mean? He's going to do what he can do to help his family. It's hard to tell a kid, an 18-year-old kid, to walk away from this money when 2 nights a week he goes home and there's no power in his house. Or, you know, he goes home and his 4 brothers and sisters are sharing 2 beds. But yet this person's going to offer him $200,000 to go to a university that he might already want to go to already. I mean, it's just very hypocritical, man. And once the money has been introduced, you cannot get it out. It is too late. It's too late.
Nope. These kids are already breadwinners before they can fucking drink alcohol, so to speak. So that's a lot of pressure you putting on an 18-year-old kid, man.
Yeah. The thing that disturbed me more, I'm not gonna say I have a problem, but I understand in big-time college athletics it happens. So paying a kid to go to this university or staying to go to this university or this university affiliated with this apparel company, whatever, that didn't bother me. The thing that bothered me the most was the financial planners and that part of it, because that just goes to a straight fraud on that level. So, but that's just my personal feeling aside.
All right, no doubt. Yeah, what you got on this, bro?
So honestly, yo, like I'm in total agreement with y'all, but it's a slippery slope because of them giving away what it is you're still going to an academic institution, right? It's still academic. It's still the primary base of the university, at least so to speak. We know it's bullshit, but that's what it is. So when you're giving scholarships to like volleyball players and tennis players and fencing and those little sports who are getting attention as well, right? No, listen. They're gonna be mad. They're gonna be upset about it. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna have close because, like, yo, you gave me a scholarship, but you're giving away money to people.
They are resentful.
But see, here's my thing. Then that should be based off of how much your sport brings in the university.
And it is.
I agree, but are they going to do that? Because now even a little bit of money that they make for university, they're about to lose from all these little sports. Softball, you know what I'm saying? Like lacrosse. Bowling. They don't generate a lot of money, but they get a little bit of money from. They're going to lose that money now. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a loss across the board. And I'm not sure if universities are really willing to do that. It just is what it is. NCAA is not willing to do that either. You know what I mean? So, listen, the amount of money that is made through college athletics is absurd. It's an absurd amount of money. when you think about them selling jerseys with the numbers on them without the name on the back, it's like, yo, that's my jersey. So you're selling my likeness. You're not getting any money from it. But like I said, on the other side, it's like, yo, we pay you to be here for education, even though we know it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But you can't tell a squash player that's going to be there 4 years, or somebody who's doing rowing who's going to be there for 4 years. You can't tell them that. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. It's a slippery slope, but they definitely need to be paid at some point. Definitely, maybe after they graduate, or whatever the case may be. Like, give them the stipend after they graduate, or after they're there for like, or prorated for however many years they're there. They prorated it and give them some amount of money that they've earned over the course of time. You know what I mean?
So how do you calculate that? Do you calculate about playing time? Do you because the stipend ain't shit.
It ain't.
And the stipend is minimum wage 84.
The whole question that comes into play is, how do you quantify what? You know what I mean?
Right.
Obviously, football is the breadwinner at most schools, but then you have like schools like North Dakota, who hockey makes the most money for them. You know what I'm saying? But like, football players make some money too. But it's like, where's the you know what I'm saying? Like,
where's the breadwinners?
You know what I mean? So it is not only that, but like, now another thing is, if all that aside, I just mentioned North Dakota in a hockey tournament. But if North Dakota's basketball team made the NCAA tournament and win like 4 games, they'd probably wax any money that the hockey team has made for the university just playing 4 games in a tournament. You understand what I'm saying? It's just slippery slope, man. It just is. It's crazy.
I mean, you're crazy. It's slippery slope, but at the end of the day, I just feel like, I think the thing that got my attention is that cats is now getting knocked for this. I'm just always used to seeing somebody fine, we're gonna take down the banner, you ain't really win that chip. Whereas now you got assistant coaches being locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, Patino is getting fired. You know, it's Sean Miller getting fired out in Arizona. You know what I mean? It's Roy Williams. Well, ain't nothing gonna happen to UNC. They can make up classes and they'll still get in trouble. You know what I mean? That's the cash cow right there. If you in Carolina, if I guarantee you that same thing that happened in Louisville could have happened in North Carolina. Different circumstances, different outcome. Because how you get the makeup classes and the NCAA like, well, we can't touch that. Whereas when I was UConn, don't forget, UConn had to sit out the 20 because we didn't graduate enough players. So how is it 1 minute we don't deal with academics, but you'll put a post ban on a school for not graduating enough players, but another school can make up classes? Everything is good because the NCAA don't deal with academics. You know, I just think at the end of the day, eventually they got to pay these players, or, you know, change the rule to go back. You could go straight to the league. The only problem with that is that waters the league down even more, because you have a whole bunch of players. You got players right now who went to college, like folks who ain't ready. So imagine how much more you watering down the league and pushing more people to the D League if you let them in like that. So I just think at the end of the day, something has to happen. I don't know what it is, because if more head coaches, because all we've had is assistant coaches fired. And if I'm not mistaken, they've all been black. And I hope all these black are going to take the fall from white folk. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They need to start snitching. So
I mean, what do you think, Kim?
Well, I mean, I know I'm snitching. I tell my kids.
No, I'm just saying. You said some of the coaches are black, right? So I had 2 black coaches on my staff, and you go to these other schools.
What school did you go to?
I went to St. Paul's College, man. It's a Division II school, HBCU out of the CIAA. But a lot of my homeboys that I played with, top tier Division I. You remember Rashid Brockenborough?
Yeah.
Temple.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna name cats like I'm implementing them, but I know a lot of guys that have been put in those positions, man. And the coaches are the downfall guys. Those assistant coaches, those are the downfall guys. Those ain't the ones that's sitting there doing the deals. The head coaches know. You know, think about it. I'm appalled. I'm shocked. Bitch, you knew. Think about what your sneaker company is. I mean, your sneaker company is Adidas. All that you can track where these kids are playing in certain tournaments based off the sneaker companies. That's where it starts. It starts at the level of the AAU and the tournaments and who sponsors the tournaments. If they can get you to bring your team there, they can sway you. From there, they swaying you what schools you go to based off of what sneaker sponsors what school. The next time you get a minute, look and see what players are looking at what schools, and then break it down and look at what sneaker companies look at those or have deals with those schools. I bet you $5 Under Armour is not in that motherfucker. It's Nike and Adidas, and that's it. You laugh and kill, but do the research.
I got you.
I'm telling you, that's where it starts. Think about it. 7 and 8-year-old kids are rated. What in the fuck is a 7 and an 8-year-old kid doing getting rated? He's 8. He don't know 20 times 15. The fuck?
Right. You're right. And this is going to be a conversation I'm sure it's going to go on for years and years and years. I'm just like, when does the head coach get locked up? You know what I mean?
Here's the thing, though.
That's what I'm looking at.
Here's the thing, though, Kel. All this stuff is happening, right? Typically, when there's a scandal in college sports, you know, there's coaches being interviewed, coaches coming to woodworks, coaches condemning behavior. There has been crickets.
Yeah.
You haven't heard one frontline coach want to put his name on the line out there and say, this has to stop, because everyone knows, from Mike Krzyzewski to everybody knows. Everyone does it. This is BAU, business as usual, and it's just unfortunate that the FBI chose to make an example of these 4 black men who has helped untold, hundreds of kids and their situations out. You know what I mean? Yep. And it's very unfortunate, man. It's very unfortunate.
This is blue chips in real fucking life. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
All right, real quick question, and we on to the next thing. Anybody think these dudes is gonna snitch? These black coaches, do they snitch?
No.
I mean, if they do snitch, they'll never coach again.
Yeah, but you won't be in jail. Shit, fuck coaching. I don't want.
I feel you. I feel you.
Something.
I feel you.
If the option is for me for this situation to snitch on white people or go to jail,
I mean, I feel you. I'm not disagreeing.
I'll find something else to do. Snitch on white people, go to jail. Bro, come on.
I'm not disagreeing with you. But all I'm saying is we don't know if these guys have been paid, knowing that it could possibly take a downfall, and they already know what it is. That's like the drug dealer. The drug dealer knows that he either gonna die or go to fucking jail. Do you get mad when you go to jail? No, you already knew.
Yeah, look at man. Tom Izzo, all these guys, they're so well insulated that even if these dudes snitch, they can turn that back to these dudes.
Ain't shit gonna happen.
These dudes can sing like canaries. They'll have nothing to indict or implement any of these top line coaches.
All right. Good point. All right, y'all. Let's soften this up a little bit. Now doing voiceover work. I don't know what this dude. I'm ready to turn on, you know what I mean, A&E one day and see him acting somewhere. I don't know what else he's gonna be doing. Now he's doing voiceover work. He's doing voiceover work for who I believe in my heart of hearts has the best crossover ever. God Sham God. It's so dope that when I get my next dog, his name is Sham God. I don't know any other person who has a crossover named after them. I don't know anybody who says, oh, I just hit him with the opposite. Or I just hit him with the hardwood. Everybody says, oh, I just caught him with Sham God. He has a crossover named after him. Bleacher Report just did a documentary on the board. Nice short. Yao did the narration on it. So shouts to you, salute for doing that dope stuff. Dope work, bro. But tell me this, y'all. Y'all already know what it is with me. It's God Sham God. That's the dopest, sickest, nastiest crossover I've ever seen. I know a lot of cats out there watching may not know me. Went to Providence, didn't really make a lot of noise. Played for the Wizards, didn't make a lot of noise. But trust me, you go uptown, that crossover made a lot of noise, B. And you will see everybody in the league emulating it. So, yeah, real quick, where can they catch that documentary at?
It's all over right now. You can put it. It's on Bleacher Report. It's all over my Twitter. Follow me at Twitter, YAW Music at Twitter. It's on Twitter. It's right now. It's honestly speaking, not just even from like the outside looking in, not even trying to buy. It's a really, really, really good short on it. Right now, it's at like 5-6 million views right now in like 3 days. So I will go check it out. You know what I mean? It's about 10 minutes. It gives you a lot of history in a small amount of time and a lot of like the evolution of the crossover. It's a really good doc. If you go on BleacherReport.com or just search Sham God and Bleacher Report, it'll be up there. You can check it out, definitely.
All right, and then the other thing about my dude Sham God, I just realized he's like a player development out in Dallas, and he's gonna be working with the boy. I think Dennis Smith Jr. who went out.
That boy, whew.
Those two right there, that could be a problem right there. If you got Sham guy working with your handle who already got a handle every day, who I really think Dennis Smith Jr. is going to be a sleeper, that's going to be a problem. But yeah, who do you think best crossover ever?
Me, I'm gonna go with Allen Iverson. I'm gonna go with Allen Iverson for a few reasons. First and foremost, when he stepped on the scene with the crossover, like I didn't see him do it that much in college because it was so restricted, zone defense. Every time you pick the ball up, college referees are so quick to blow the whistle. Mm-hmm. That crossover in 96?
96.
I mean,
96.
It was something different. It was a hood move that had taken mainstream by storm. It was the left to right. He'd lean and then come back quick, boom, and everybody would be gone. I'll never forget watching what he did to Scotty Brooks on the wing in the Garden. I'll never forget it. I said, this is ridiculous. So for one reason, that's number one reason. Two, obviously, I mean, you've seen the video, you've seen the pictures. I mean, hit the greatest player of all time, lined him up, lined Michael up and said, hey, take these two. Had his jumper, we going back the other way. It's a legendary move. Anybody who has actual video of them killing Mike on any move is stamped in my book. And Allen Iverson will live forever, if not just for that. And number three, they outlawed the move. They outlawed the move in the NBA. Like after his first year, I want to say it might have been midway through the first year. They were like, David Stern was like, I don't like what's going on over here with this move. You know what I'm saying? This little guy with cornrows embarrassing everybody. We're gonna cut this out. So they got rid of it. They actually banned the move, like you couldn't do it anymore. But even with that, like it didn't really stop the show. I mean, you see people do it all over the league. Kobe did it. Kobe hit somebody who was hitting people crazy with it. You know, people were still in the move, and it's so for me it was so transcendent. Like it really is like a symbol of like NBA hip hop culture. Like in the late 90s. So I think,
no doubt. Hey, who you got?
I got Sham God, man. Like,
Okay.
First time I, saw that shit, like Yao said, AI's crossover, you used to either doing it or seeing it in the hood or in the playground. So when it came to the NBA, it was dope. But Sham God's crossover, I was looking like, you either can do that shit or you can't. You know what I'm saying? And, I remember even one game, like when he played for the Wizards, and I didn't even know he was playing for the Wizards. And, me and my friends was down there. We went down there. And he pulled that shit off. We was like the only ones going nuts in there besides, the heads who knew about it. Just because it was just so dope the way he would do it. It was effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? It was like, how the fuck he keep his coordination and throw the ball that way, but then go this way with the other hand, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's just one of the illest things I ever saw. And I know Westbrook did it last season, right? On a highlight. Yeah, like when you see it, it's still crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's not commonplace in the NBA. It's not even commonplace in the playground. It's exclusive, really. You either can do it or you can't. Yep. It's always felt like that was the best crossover I ever seen.
And again, I love it. Lamar Odom did it once back in the day, and he told the announcer, I hit him with the Sham guy. You know what I mean? It's like, you be like, I hit him with the Sham guy. I mean, it's just universal. Yeah. So, Rack One, who you got for it, man?
Man, I'm not going with Sham. I ain't going with Iverson, man. They hit the nail on the head. But I'm going with the boy out of Coney Island, man. Okay. I watched this cat my junior year of high school at a high school event that they held in Jersey, and it had all the top high school cats for the I think it was class of 94 or 95, I forget what year. Man, he was hitting motherfuckers with this crossover.
Right. You said the boy from Coney. Who we talking? Steph
Marbury, man, the boy with the star on his head, Starbury. My bad, the real Jesus Shuttlesworth. I'm sorry, the real Jesus Shuttlesworth. My bad. And it was crazy because Steph, man, for those who haven't seen him play, he's 6'2", and he's built like a linebacker, but it's all lean muscle. And the dude is strong. He can finish, and he was cat quick. And he would just hit cats with this crossover, and people couldn't guard him. Like, I watched this all night, and he did it effortlessly. The same way Sham do it, the same way AI do it, man. I felt sorry for him getting blackballed, man. But I'm going with Steph, man. Steph Steph I think did it at a different level. Not the level of like the Sham God to where it's universal, but his crossover was his. You know, I'm going with Steph, man.
All right, no doubt. Big Fish, who you got, man?
Yo,
man, Big, what you about to say?
I just want to add one thing to the Steph joint. I went to Boys and Girls High School, and he played for Lincoln.
Oh God!
Right? Those two schools were rivals, right? And we had this thing called, that happens every year, the Martin Luther King Classic. When I tell you I left because he was killing us, like he single-handedly was killing us, and we weren't that bad.
Yeah.
But yo, Steph was a monster, man. I was looking at him like he belonged in the NBA. He don't belong out here with the rest of these dudes.
Man, you went to Boys and Girls in the 90s, man? Surprised you here, fam.
I went there when it was reformed.
Okay.
When it was reformed, that's when I was there.
I mean, for those, Vega tell you, man, for those who have not seen Steph in his high school years, I know everybody talk about LeBron. Nah, man. To my heart of hearts, I think Stephon Marbury was the most dominant high school player of all time. I saw it. I watched it, and you wasn't stopping it, and it was effortless. Then he would pass the ball to his cousin on the wing. So, come on, man. Like, you can't stop that. This is his blood first cousin. You can't stop that shit.
Yo, I said the funny thing. I don't know if Cash remember. Cam had put up on, I think, Twitter or IG a while ago. He was saying how he had given it to Steph, Sham God,
maybe a 16, maybe.
I mean, well, not. They were saying back in high school when Sham God said, "Yo, I ain't gonna hold you." Cam did hold it down. Like Cam did catch me. You know,
Cam was nice. Cam was nice.
He was catching wreck back in the day too. Fish, who you got for the best crossover ever, man?
Man, I think all those guys you mentioned are all classes, but I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I got to go with Tim Hardaway, man. I think about the Run TMC days and just how dynamic he was with it. And the thing I loved about Tim, like Allen had like that kind of the ball. He would put the ball out there a little bit farther from his body, where Tim just kept it nice and tight. And because of his thick, stocky build, he just had that explosive first step before the knee surgery, and he was just going, man. And he would just hit it at any time, at any point on the floor, and it was just a devastating move. And think about when he brought it out in 1990. You know, he was kind of new with it. I mean, Allen definitely took that move to commercial heights that no one can touch. But I just think Tim was just nasty with it, man. It was just a lethal move. And I just think back on those Run TMC days, they were you know what Golden State doing now, but back in the early 90s.
Kill them, pull out a shoebox.
You know what it is, man. We talk about the AIs. You got the 10th anniversary joints, anniversary Reebok joints with the
yo, Kill. I'm real mad at you, yo. You know why?
Why's that, sir?
I wear a size 14 or a 15, and I can't find mine.
Oh, word? Yeah. I do.
You wear a size 15 shoe? They make shoes for you, nigga? You kidding me? 6'5", man. Yeah, they wear shoes. They make shoes for me, man. Okay. You thought I played basketball barefoot down that motherfucker? Shit, man.
Yo, right.
What's up, man?
Sidebar. Yep. I got a plug for you, man.
Oh, my see?
14, 15.
Each one teach one. Spread love, be love.
Hold on, brother. I'm a 15 too. I'm 6'5" and a half. So some love over here.
See, you tap two step. See, you tap two step up too. See,
you got mad exclusives. I just
see how that work, Kill. We talk hip hop, love, and we get the plug.
I love these joints to this day, man. I feel like when he brought these out, because to me, Reebok was dead in the water, and I'm from Philly, so we was Reebok all through high school. Bro.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like Reebok was dead in the water until they came out with these joints, man. I've never even worn these. These just been on ice for the past 7-8 years. Just
you pull them out every now and then, or you just don't wear them?
I mean, they just, you know what it is with me and sneakers? It's almost like artwork to me. Sneakers
same here.
You know what I mean? So somebody spending $200 on a paint, and I'll spend $200 on a pair of kicks just to, you know.
It's like my DJ Premiers. I ain't worn my DJ Premiers in like 7 years.
If I ain't Dame, I ain't going to lick the bottom, but they fresh to death, though. Fresh to death. So tell me this. We're going to go through this real quick. Who do y'all have? Well, I'm assuming Golden State, Cleveland. We probably know all that, unless somebody thinks Boston and somebody going to creep in there. Who do you think is going to get MVP and Coach of the Year? Those are the two things I'm looking for. MVP, Coach of the Year. Fish, who you got, bro?
MVP LeBron. I just think he wants the title back. I think, you know, it's a situation where he's in that Jordan space where technically he's the MVP every year, but people kind of get fatigued by the whole thing, so other people can win the award. But I definitely think LeBron gets that title, the MVP back. Although I think Golden State win the actual title.
Right.
Coach of the year, that's a tough one. It's a big if. However, I think if Embiid can stay healthy and play 60, 65 games in a weakened East, I just think by sheer difference of record from where the Sixers were last year, 18, 20 wins, whatever, to possibly 42, 44 wins, I think Brett Brown has a good chance to win Coach of the Year.
All right, no doubt. What about you, Rhett?
I agree with Fish, man. Brett Brown, Coach of the Year, for the same exact reasons. You said it earlier, Kill. This is the most excitement that city has seen since they went to the championship. And if they can actually, make do on the process, yeah, Brett Brown will have that all day. MVP, man, honestly, I'm going with Russell Westbrook, man. I think he can do it again, only if they can sit them damn egos down and play basketball. If they can't sit and just play basketball and let the game come to them and play D, then I don't know. That is my wild card. Okay,
all right. What about you, Vay?
Coaching wise, I think it's wide open. I think it's going to wind up being a coach that brings up a team that maybe hasn't been to the playoffs in recent years, or a team that we don't expect to do as well that does excellent this season. So it's tough to call because there's so many storylines going on and all these different movements. So it's hard to say what's going to happen. MVP wise, even though LeBron's my man, I kind of think KD is going to get it because this dude is angry for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got your chip. Okay, you went to the winners or whatever, but, I gave him props because I felt like he helped Golden State get that chip. Like, he was consistent throughout the playoffs, and I think he just has his chip on his shoulder where he don't want to be one and done. He don't want to just, his storyline to fade away. He wants to. He's out for blood. I mean, creating fucking fake Twitter accounts and shit just to clap back at people. And I think he's just going to score. I think he's going to try to step up his defensive efforts. You know what I'm saying? And even though LeBron is Mr. Everything, man, I think you really going to see that KD is the piece in that machine that keeps it going, which really is going to make it feel like, yo, they're unbeatable. But fuck him. But yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, who you got, man?
For MVP, I'm wrong. Listen, I'm rolling with LeBron. I mean, I feel like Fish said, I think he's angry. I think he's out here to something to prove. I feel like, honestly, as great as LeBron is and as much just due as we get from him, he doesn't get enough just due. I also feel like he deserved, and let's not go off tangent, but I feel like he deserved the Defensive Player of the Year award at some point in his career. I think he's past his prime defensively, honestly speaking. But I do think he's out for blood as well and wants to prove to everybody that he is still the GOAT, and he is also chasing the God, Michael Jordan. So I think I'm going to go with LeBron. And as far as Coach of the Year, I'm going to roll with Jason Kidd. I think Milwaukee has a really, 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 really balanced team.
Parker out again.
Know what?
No, the boy Parker from Duke. The other boy from Duke.
Other boy. I mean, you just said his name, though.
Yeah.
So
and they're trying to get Jefferson too.
They're trying to get Jefferson, but what I'm seeing happening right now, I think Giannis, Greek Freak is. I mean, I think he's about to come into his own as a real top 10 player in this league. Like, he is the most versatile player at his size in the league, other than LeBron. He's like a lankier LeBron. He's still working on shooting, but his shooting's improved, and his passing is good. His defense is phenomenal. He's always around the basket, always around the ball. He's very active. And just put it like this: as much as I love Porzingis, y'all know I love Porzingis. Giannis makes him look like he's not even on the same planet. That's how good Giannis is. I don't feel like those two are even in the same class of player.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to go with Jason Kidd because I feel like if the Bucks win 50 to 55 games, which is very possible in this Eastern Conference, like don't sleep. Like they could end up getting 50 to 55 games in this Eastern Conference. Like East is kind of weak. You know, you never know what might happen with Washington. They may have a down year. So I mean, you never know. They might get a 3 or 4 seed, and Milwaukee gets a 3 or 4 seed in the East. I'm giving Jason Kidd my coach of the year.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. I agree with Fish about the Brett Brown thing with Coach of the Year. I actually think, similar to what Rex said, if everything can go right out there in OKC, and if OKC, depending on how they rank up, if it could be OKC and the Golden State Warriors in the West, I definitely could see Billy Donovan getting Coach of the Year. You know what I mean? Because that would be a huge come up. And I've never been a Billy Donovan fan, even from the floor. It's that slick back here, that whole Pat Riley, just this Italian mafioso slick back hair thing. It's like, yo, man, The Sopranos ended. Like, y'all got to get new haircuts now, but neither here nor there. So I definitely think if everything goes right in OKC, he could get it. I'm going to tell you who my MVP could be. Y'all going to laugh at me. But if this dude could stay healthy, Joel Embiid, man. Joel Embiid. When you say, I understand, I shake the heads, laugh.
No, I didn't laugh. I'm just, okay.
You watch the highlights of him in 20 minutes. That dude can put up a point a minute. That dude, I'm watching, that dude is like when I'm on the highway and they like, hey, 15 miles to 495. That's 15 minutes. It's like that dude is like a minute to a mile. He's like a point to a minute. If he plays defense, I'm seeing, and again, I know it's just the preseason. And again, I'm reaching. I need something to be hype about in Philly. But if Embiid can be what we all think, I think everybody up here agrees that this dude could be the next one if he stay healthy. So again, it's all about if he stays healthy. If he can stay healthy, I think Embiid, if we can win some games and possibly get in the playoffs and get out the first round, I can see it. But again, I know nobody agrees with me. Just remember.
Here's my whole thing with that. I hear you. I think he's great. But I've always felt like there's a pecking order in the NBA for MVP award. Like, and even All-Star appearances. Like, if you got to do it 2 years in a row to have some real true consideration. Right. So his first year, he's not. He'll probably mention him. Let's say he averages. It's totally possible. Let's say he averages 25, 9. 4 dimes and like 3 blocks a game. It's totally possible that he can be up there for MVP votes if y'all are winning. But he's not going to get it just based on it being his first full year in the league. But next year, I might decide I might win.
He may just get. You know me, I don't know nothing about the politics. I don't know how many All-Star games. I don't know the pecking order. I'm just saying he'll be the people's MVP. You know what I mean? Based off of that. Now let's get back to the hip hop side of things. Who is one of y'all other favorite MCs? Yeah, who is one of your other favorite MCs out here?
Oh, man, there's so many, Kill. Oh man, honestly speaking, so Lupe was there for me. Like at a certain point with his first 2 albums, where I listened to a couple rappers honestly. Lupe, I love Lupe's first 2 albums. I think he also had to be the one based on his content and just the ability to rap, song structure, and I think he was one of the more talented guys we've ever seen. I also love, honestly, I hate to say it, but I love the rap of the game. I mean, I used to hate his guts when he just kept putting out project after project after project. Laughing.
He killed you by saturation. He hit you with the Beyonce effect.
Look, Rex, you know me. Like, I'll give anybody a chance. Like, you know what I'm going to listen to your shit and see what it is. But I mean, the songs were too banging. Album number 1, the documentary was tough, and then Doctor's Advocate was tough, and then the Cali album was pretty solid, and then I forgot the album in between that. But then the Red album was great, and then Documentary 2 was great. And it was like, yo, you got a lot of like phenomenal work that, you know what I'm saying, you can't really deny. You know what I mean? So I love listening to Game albums, no question about it. So I roll with Game and I roll with Lupe right now. Just like I said, there's about 20 rappers that I have in the same tier that I really can't even mention right now. Common's probably in there, Ross is probably in there, Elzad's probably in there. Like just the whole group of guys that I love. But I'll just mention those three for now.
All right, no doubt. What about you, Vag?
I went with Ghostface because into the Wu-Tang, I did not like Ghostface like at all, man. Like when I heard him on Protect Your Neck, I know niggas was poor and shit, but I was just looking like, yo, these niggas bums and shit. Like this shit whack. Except for like, you know, Deck verse and Jizza verse was crazy. But even on that album, I think I kind of liked them on Can It Be, but then he started to slowly kind of win me over, like, because remember Heaven and Hell was on the Fresh soundtrack, right? So that joint came out, and it wasn't like, oh, I like Raekwon, so I like it. It was like, yo, these two together with this type of production is dope. And then once Only Built for Cuban Links came out, like Ghostface just stood out for me. And I liked them more, but when Iron Man came out, I ain't gonna front. I wasn't like big on Iron Man. I liked a couple of joints, but I was still kind of like, if when 36 Chambers came out, I was down here. After Iron Man and Only Built for Cuban Links, I was about halfway with Ghostface. Once Supreme Clientele came out and albums after that, I was like, yo, man, this dude is excellent, man. He's keeping the Wu alive with his beat selection, his concepts. And the thing is, when you listen to Ghost, you don't really have to listen too deeply. You know what I'm saying? Like he it's almost like Ghost makes user-friendly rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Like, now sometimes it ain't too user-friendly because when the nigga just go off on a tangent like, yo, we was at Sean the house and watching TV, like, Ghost, what the fuck are you talking about, nigga? You just saying shit. But I like that shit though, and I just feel like he's always, even the albums recently that I didn't really care for that much, his content is always interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you don't really get it or get everything, or you're trying to figure out where he's going with it, you're willing to listen to it. Whereas there's some dudes who are really dope lyrically. Sometimes you can get fatigued from somebody who's super lyrical. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not keeping it interesting. They're just trying to bar you to death. So yeah, man, like Ghost he probably wouldn't be technically my favorite second MC. But if I had to go, deep into that bag of favorite MCs, man, like I check for Ghost shit all the time. It doesn't even matter. So yeah, man, Ghostface.
All right, no doubt. Fish, shoot another ball for you.
At first, I was gonna go with Jada, but he kind of falls in that whole Biggie camp also. So although this artist doesn't make my top 10 dopest ever, I'm talking about my favorite. It's got to be Redman, Reggie Noble.
Okay.
Like going back to his EPMD days, to his time with Meth, to his whole How High, the movies and everything. He had club bangers, he had street bangers, and whenever you needed those bars, Reggie would just hit you with it, man. He's just one of my favorite dudes all time. And then you mentioned something earlier, Kill. You talked about Big, like, yo, he's somebody I would just like to kick it with. Redman's just one of them dudes, like, yo, I just want my smoking a blunt with him, just hang out. You know what I mean? Like, he's that guy. So definitely for me, it'd be Redman.
All right, no doubt. Rec, what about you?
Man, I'm going with the left field choice, man. Murs, man.
I think you said the left field choice on your first.
Did I? Yeah, I did, man. Murs.
So now you go with Murs, all right?
Yeah, Murs, man, from the West Coast. I got hip to Murs when he started doing the tapes with Ninth, man. And I just always liked how he would flow over Ninth's beats, man. I tried to listen to him over some other stuff, and it just ain't.
Murs?
Murs, man. I tried, man. Maybe my ears just ain't there right now, so I'll come back to it in like a week. But yeah, man, Murs over Ninth for me is golden. I can listen to that all day, man.
Y'all like Murs? Do y'all? I don't like the boy. I mean, but
okay.
Murs, man, that's my guy, man. I get down with him. I mean,
because again, remember, this is just your personal favorite.
Yeah, it's personal favorite, man. I like Murs. It's the same way you swear by Hove. You call niggas talking about Happy Hove Day. I mean, shit.
Happy Hove Day.
I like Murs. I mean, shit. I like Murs. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, some cats, I like Merce, man. That's my dude.
These your choices, bro. Don't
Exactly, and I'm gonna live with him. I'm gonna live with him, man. I like Merce, man. I like Merce. That's my guy.
All right, in the NBA out, man, I'm gonna go with a boy who I feel like is hella slept on. I mean, it's to the point that one of my people told me he felt Phife was a better MC than who I'm about to say. And it really almost, I don't want to go as far as to say it really like messed up our friendship, because I think some other messed up our friendship. Dang. But this is one of those things that messed up that friendship when he said that Phife was better than this person. I think it's because his partner is one of the greatest ever. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the reasons why he gets so slept on. But I gotta go with my man Big Boy, man. I gotta go with my man Big Boy out the ATL, man. I mean, to be honest with you, this right here, I'm sure it's only me and Big Boy feel this way. It's a 5 mic album.
Right, 5 mics. I agree. Kill, I agree. The 5 mic album.
And which one is that, Kill?
This one is Sir Lucius Left Foot.
I'm gonna listen to that tonight. I'm gonna put that on my phone and I'm gonna check it out tonight.
Now, let me give you a little before you do that. Here's the thing: you can't come into this. I compare this from going from The Wire to Treme. A lot of people looked at Treme like, "Oh, this is gonna be The Wire,"
and The Wire, and it wasn't.
Oh, this is gonna be when Marlo take all the weight down south. Like, nah, Treme had nothing to do with The Wire. It had nothing to do with drugs. If you did not care about, not that serious, because a lot of people was like, "How is Treme?" And I'm like, if you don't care about what happened after Katrina in New Orleans, you won't like it. Yeah. It's that simple. If you don't care about what happened, it's okay if you don't care. I cared. I wouldn't say what it was about, but I think people pop this in expecting to hear Outkast, and this ain't an Outkast album. This is Big Boy all the way, Dolo. You know what I mean? Number 2. I felt like this solid 4 album. Solid 4. This one right here, not as dope. You know what I mean? There's some good songs on here, but to me, it's not an all-around great album. But I'm just saying all that to say, you don't find too many MCs who can do Big Boy. Now, people, I'm not a big, y'all know I'm the producer, y'all the MCs and all that. My thing is, when you listen to Big Boy on Ghetto Music, that tempo that he's spitting at, that dude is rapid fire and not missing a line. That dude has different styles. So, yo, this is my thing. If anybody out there thinks Phife is better than Big Boy, and or you think Big Boy is just aight, either we can't be cool no more. Like, I don't respect I'm being dead ass serious. Like, either I really just don't respect your opinion on hip hop, or maybe you haven't heard Big Boy, because there are a lot of people I know, hip hop heads, who stopped checking for Outkast after ATL. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of hip hop dudes who have never heard of Quimini, Stankonia, nothing else. Really? A lot of them. Because once Drake started dressing crazy, they just checked out. So I get it. So if you fall in that category, but if you've heard all of Outkast stuff and you've heard this and you think Big Boy's just aight, we ain't cool no more. We ain't cool. What's going on, Vic?
I got a friend who, since Aquemini, who has said he think Big Boy is better than 3 Stacks.
Now you're wilding.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'm not gonna what my man say, God bless the dead Charlie Murphy. I'm not gonna be a habitual that far.
But he is better than Phife. That's what I mean. Like you're not alone in at least recognizing
right
how good, because not a lot of people say anything about Big Boy as far as what he does on a mic, unless it's with Outkast or whatever. So and I always used to kill me when he would say that, because I would be like, what? Like, I knew Big Boy was nice, but I was just like, nah, he ain't better than 3 Stacks. But again, as much as I may get on those albums, especially for the titles of them shits, because I mean, he got to do something about them titles, man. Come on, I can't be repeating shit like that. But I own all 3 of them. And I like him, you know what I'm saying? I like him because he always thinks outside the box and he does him. Yeah. So,
and I think that's another thing I liked about Big Boy, just making him my favorite. This is another thing of somebody who I would like to just hang with. You know what I mean? He looked like a cool boy, you know what I mean? He in the streets, but then he'll say something righteous. He in the strip club, but then he got his little dog kennel joint. Like, you know what I mean? He just look like the type of boy, like, again, just a cool nigga just to hang with. You know what I mean? So that's it. That's our NBA preview. Those some of the MCs that we love and that are some of our favorites. Fish, who ain't never on Twitter, give me your Twitter info just for the hell of it.
DT Fisher 92, man. DT Fisher 92.
DT Fisher 92 on Twitter. Tweet at this dude, man. We gotta get him in the game. Man. DJ Rec One, give him all your stuff, bro.
Man, the Twitter is at DJ Rec One. The IG is Worldwide Rec One. Getting ready to change up the SoundCloud page, so I'll put that out later.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. Vay, give him all your stuff, bro.
All right, you can follow me on social media at Vegas World INC, and you can check out my podcast on SoundCloud.com/Hip Hop Now Podcast.
No doubt. And Yao G, give him everything you're working on, man.
Oh man, got some music coming out soon. I did drop a freestyle over the Cranes in the Sky beat. I might go ahead and want to check that out. A lot of bar work on there, me and my man Grimes. So my SoundCloud, it's Yao Music to SoundCloud, YAW Music on SoundCloud. Also the same thing on IG, Twitter. I just did, I mentioned earlier, I did that voiceover, the narration for the Shamgar piece that is running on Bleacher Report right now. So go check that out. Also got another narration piece coming out in a couple weeks. I think it's what is it for? It's for Jelly Fam. It's a hoop group.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I did the voiceover for them. That's coming out in a few weeks. So be on the lookout for that. And more music to come. Got a joint dropping with Kill pretty soon. Got a joint with a couple joints with Rec that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, it's lit. I appreciate it.
What's good, Vay?
I want to give Yao props. I listened to that freestyle and I was like, maybe I'll rhyme again. that shit was hot. That shit got the juices flowing. I was like,
yo,
maybe I'll come back. I don't know.
I mean, bro. Listen, man, all it takes is a pen and a pad, bro. Go ahead and make it happen, dog. You know how you not listen. We all get our stretches where we don't feel like doing it, and then you hear something, you like, yo, let me challenge myself and put something together. Yeah. So go ahead, man. Go ahead, and make it happen, dog. Get something together.
That shit was hot, though.
I appreciate you, dog.
No problem.
Appreciate you.
Y'all already know it is with me, Kill889 on Twitter, IG. We'll make beats with food. Yeah, can't wait to hear this stuff with y'all, man. It's been sitting for a minute, so I can't wait for y'all to finally hear this joint. Yo, next week, y'all, we're going to try and do these NBA joints maybe every other week. You know what I mean? See what's going on with the league. Always give people's opinions on it. Get some real sports talk, not the starters and none of them niggas. But, you know what I mean? Some real sports talk up here. So I'll check y'all next week, y'all.
Peace.
All right, peace out.